says I'm live, it's probably not lying to me. And I already put up on Twitter, also known as X or XAI or whatever the hell it's been rebranded as this 19th time, that I was doing a live chat in an hour ago. I put it up on Facebook, and Discord gets hit with my message that the live chat is going on. So I think that's everywhere I normally post. So now I'm just going to wait for people to show up. Just just waiting for peoples. That's me. Just waiting for peoples. Do 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 do. I see some people in the chat, so I'm gonna assume that peoples are slowly making their way in. Oh, well, hello. And there we go. We have updated the counter in the upper left of my screen. Therefore, I know that there are people here. I am not just talking to myself. If the beginnings of good afternoon did not tell me, I see at least one of my people is also a man of culture from their profile picture here being shared. Um, welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Oh, I should say man or woman of culture. But the meme is, I see you're also. Never mind. You guys get the point. I'm going to talk myself into a circle before I even begin. So to catch everyone up, we're going to do the opening sentence slash recap of things. Aether's 10, Muldoon's Blunder came out at the start of the month. I am of course wearing my Aether shirt because that is what I do for live chats. The numbers look to be in line with what Aethers does. So that should be fine. I was a little surprised the pre-order numbers were down, but it was only a week long pre-order instead of 2 weeks long because I don't like putting a pre-order up until I have final files in hand, which is one of the things I keep debating with myself because a lot of other authors have the quote unquote pre-order for the next book up when the book releases. So when you get to the end of that book, you could just pre-order the next one. But that seems like it would give me an even stiffer deadline than I'm already facing with my current rotation, and it kind of scares me. So I'm holding off on it for now. In other news, Lux Voice 8 was recorded. It is with the editor. Hopefully, we get final files back from that in the next couple of weeks, and then we can toss it off to ACX to give to give to Audible. So hopefully, guys, end of the month, beginning of next month, you should have Lux Voice 8. Andy is currently recording, as you can see along the bottom, Aether's 10. No, I mean like literally recordings, like her second day started recording. So if you know where she is on Discord, you can always listen to her while she goes through the process of recording. If you never have, one, it'll give you a much greater appreciation of all the work and effort that goes into being a narrator. Two, you will be able to catch bits of it as it is being done. Since she is recording that now, I would say with the way things normally go, late May, early June, probably. And then, as far as I am aware, when she finishes AR10, she was going to record Lux Voice 9, barring life and other things getting in the way. That was the plan last I knew. So then, once again, we would see sometime in June, going into July, the last of Lux Voice 9 audio, hopefully finding its way to market for you guys. I am sorry about the delay on the Lux Voice audio, but 8 months ago, I had a choice between Lux Voice getting a spot or Aethers getting a spot, and Aethers outsells Lux Voice easily, like 2-1 or 3-1 at this point, by the time you compare the last book of Lux. So it was an easy call for me, and I am sorry for the audio delay for those who've been waiting for that audio. But business decisions sometimes have to trump what you want. It just is. And so I think that catches up on everything. I am not making it to JordanCon this month because that would have been 9 days from today. One missing Atlanta in the spring is probably not a bad idea. I had originally been intending to go, but then life happened and I had to pull back on things. And out of all the conventions, that was the one that got cut out of what I was going to do. I am still going to the Lit RPG Con in Denver in July. So for those people who are looking for a West Coast-ish, I know it's mountain, but West Coast-ish Lit RPG get together, that is going to be a big one, guys. There's going to be a lot of people there. Um, so that is something for you to look forward to if you can make it to Denver in July. If you go to, I think it's Lit RPG Con, I believe they've locked it down the website and whatnot and has the information for you. Um, so there's that, and then of course I will be making it to Dragon Con at the end of August. Because I literally think it's like most of the last week of August and then like one day into September, because Memorial Day is September 1st this time. So it'll be the very last day of the con is the one day in September, because that's what happens. Um, and I will be there for that. I have no idea about that schedule yet, and I won't till like 2 weeks or a week before that convention goes out. But I'll let you guys know if I'm on any panels there or if I have anything else that is going to be taking place that I'll be attending for that. I am still waiting to hear back from the Author Nation guys on the convention in Vegas. I'm not going to be going to the convention itself because it's more of a business and writing convention than it is a fan thing. But their last day, they normally hold a fan, hey, come meet people and buy books kind of thing. And I went to that last year. I'm waiting to hear back from them on costs associated with, attending as a professional in that on that one day only. Because I'm not going to go for the rest of the convention. The way I write is well outside of any kind of standard conventional norms. Um, and so there's not a whole lot left for that convention for me to go to. The marketing aspect would be useful, but if I focus on marketing, that's less time I have focused on writing. And honestly, I'd rather write. And one of these days, I'll figure out something to do with actually marketing myself more than just posting up on the social media platforms like I already do. Um, I really am shit at self promotion. So I'm going to turn my phone over. So, because while I turned Discord off on my computer and I muted my phone, Discord is still on my phone. So while things happen on Discord, I keep getting little pop ups on my phone and it's distracting the fuck out of me. So now my phone is upside down. I won't see it. It's on silent. The vet will be calling my girlfriend about the cat, not me. So I don't have to worry about that. Okay. I think I think that covers everything. I can get into the questions that you guys have already started to give me to talk about, and I appreciate that because I am shit at doing it myself. Here we go. A few months ago, you talked about possibly doing a 5 book, but decided to wait until you changed your mind on that. Huh? I'm confused. You're gonna have to clarify that question down into something else. I don't know. Possibly doing a 5 book. I don't know what doing a 5 book means. So I am I am drawing a blank on being able to answer that in any shape or form. Did the meth field in the closet gain weight? It looks bigger. There were a couple of meth fields. The the one that's on top of the brain and geese jar there. That is the bigger one. He has been there for a while. The other one up in the closet got knocked over. You can see a part of a foot and butt next to the sign to the side of the sad nuggie on the top shelf of the closet. So, what I do? What I do? Okay. I love the bloopers. I will never look at scrambled eggs again without thinking about Elsa. I mean, well, you really can't. Elsa is Elsa. She's adorable and yet very disturbing in her own little way. So Andy's bloopers though are always something to look forward to. She doesn't do them on every book. Sometimes she just gets one or two, and that's not enough to include at the end of something. And other times she has a lot. So it's always a wait and see if something is going to happen. We go for the organic, not the contrived. Well, I mean, Arctic, it really hasn't been that long, guys. I mean, if you think about it, the 3-book rotation is basically starting now because I published Lux Voice 9 at the start of the year. So start of the year, February 1st. So it's only been one book. I haven't come to the point where I've had to where that other book in the rotation would have been in. So I don't know yet. It'll be a full year before I have an idea of does this feel good? Does this feel right? Or okay, I feel like I'm getting back to these a little sooner. I need to go back to doing a 4-book rotation instead. I don't know. We'll find out together as things go on, but it's barely been any time at all, honestly. It's the names of the next book for Alan are teasing me so much. I can't wait for them to appear on my Kindle. Yeah, that's. I mean, those are the titles. I give the titles away once I've settled firmly on them. But yes, both of those titles, I can see where they would possibly build some anticipation for you. I mean, that seems fairly straightforward. I will be seeing you at Lit RPG Con. I'll be bring books. I will definitely sign them. I should have a table set up with things to give away as well, Wolf. Um, I am waiting for information about if we can ship to the convention, or if I need to see about shipping to a friend who lives in the Denver area, and then arranging transport with them for stuff. So I'm still in the waiting process of what exactly I will have to give away. But considering I am one of the sponsors of the convention, because they finally released their tiers of sponsorship, I will have a table for the first year of this convention to give things away. So there is stuff you could look forward to at the convention this year. You okay? Yeah, we're live. It's not just me talking to my mods. I went live. It just sounds like I'm talking to people because that's what my live chats end up being. It's just basically me answering questions and rambling incoherently on a topic for too long. So, not sure if you're aware of your phrasing of tossing off is rather rude in the UK. Well, I mean, there's lots of things that are rude in the UK. There are some things that here in America we find rude too. For the UK, I know that it's rude to like toss tea into a harbor, for instance. Apparently, that doesn't sit well with some people in the UK. There's always a turn of phrase that's going to be okay one place that's not okay somewhere else in the world, especially when you get to anything that's bearing an English language, because we take other languages and mug them for grammar and spelling and then use them in different ways. That's just the way it goes. Yeah, that's the thing, Wolf. If I was going to go down the route of actually trying to do some kind of actual marketing, I would totally have to find someone. The problem being is at that point I am entrusting the individual to represent the brand correctly, which is a moment which is a issue of trust. And I am not good at trusting individuals unless they have proven that they are trustworthy. Um, so that's a whole nother kettle of fish. It is a long, convoluted, drawn out thing in my own head. But it's also the matter of paying someone else to do it and then trusting them to actually take care of things. I'm just gonna ignore that statement because I can. I just imagine Daniel selling books at a con like a doujinshi creator, and it made me giggle. I mean, never having been to Japan, never having been to I know I said that wrong. That type of gathering to sell the risque books that most of them are. Probably not, because most of those you have to at least be somewhat outgoing. You have to be able to draw people in, to interest them in the product, to sell it off to them if they aren't already there because they know either the um, base material and are looking for that kind of addition for themselves. You have to be able to draw them in and interest them in it, and that's one of the things I absolutely do not excel at. Trying to convince people that they should come over and read one of my books is something I have done abysmally poor at every time I've done it. Xerox, the only conventions I have attended have been 1 year at Jordan Con, 1 day at um, Author Nation, and I would say 6 years, but we had a missing year, 5 years of Dragon Con. So it is overwhelmingly weighted at the moment towards Dragon Con because that's what I've attended the most. It's also where I've interacted with my friends that I normally wouldn't get to see the most. So, I mean, it's very slanted in that regard. Do you have any ideas how many more AR books there will be? Sam? No, I don't. Um, as many as it takes to tell the story, but at the moment, no, I don't. I mean, it'll be 11 books through by the time we finish Kroga, because I should finish Kroga in the next book. But there are going to be some sizable time skips coming up because there's going to be moments where nothing really happens. Nothing big enough that drives the plot forward that I need to dedicate an actual book to an event or to a posting. So you'll get snippets of something, but there's going to be some pretty sizable time jumps um, in the series as it comes up here in the future. Um, I can't say more without spoilering, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave that one there. But no, I don't know how many books it'll take, and that's just one of the downsides to the way I write. Since I am an after action reporter and not a plotter, I can't say. Patreon questions. I've noticed a couple times recently where I got a couple of chapters for my tier, as well as a chapter for the next tier that I can't read. So the ones you can't read are because the chapters are locked out based on tier. If you got a couple of chapters at your specific tier, especially at the start of a book, that's because they're batched out. So like the first chapter goes out to like the public. The public can read the first chapter when I start posting a new book. Now, the first tier up from that, the $3 tier gets the first chapter and the second chapter. The tier up from that gets 1, 2, and 3 on that same day, and the top tier gets 1, 2, 3, and 4 on that same day. And then it starts okay, so it's either the Monday or the Thursday following. You get a chapter for your tier. The only time you should get repeated chapters after that is if you increased or decreased your tier in that month because Patreon goes, oh, well, they were a $3 tier, but now they're a $5 tier. They still have access to both of them for this month. Or the other way is if you were a $5 tier and now you're a $3 tier, since you paid for the month, it's recognizing you at both tiers. So both of those chapters would be open to you. So I hope that answers your question. There are some times where when I am trying to get everything lined up so they get released on schedule, I misclick which tier should get a chapter. So you might get a repeat chapter because I missed unchecking a box or checking a box. It does happen occasionally. I've been trying to be better about that. So that that should hopefully answer the question. Not guaranteed because it's me, but hopefully. Oh, let's see. Around the time Heavenly Chaos was being put out, you had another mental health type book you were thinking about putting out as another book in rotation. No, Heavenly Chaos was the mental health type book that I was putting that I decided to go with. Heavenly Chaos was the one that had a heavy mental health influence. The other book, the other series that I was going to put out, which I have not, and book one of that is still sitting there waiting for me to feel okay with publishing that series, is going to be Grafting Demons. The problem being is that one also kind of heavily focuses on dungeon rifts, small little pocket universes, depending on how you want to call them. The same type of thing where somebody has to go in and deal with those things. There are similarities and differences, but since they are still dungeon books in a regard, or multiple dungeon books, or multiple dungeon looting esque whatever thing. They have enough similarities that my alpha readers, who I trust very much, told me maybe you shouldn't have these two series running concurrently with each other. So Grafting Demons is currently sitting in the background. One, I would need a spot in a rotation to edit, and two, I am not sure that I'm going to edit while Heavenly Chaos is running in rotation. I might. I really, really loved what I did with the first book that I wrote, but I do trust my alpha readers. That's why they're my alpha readers. So, I mean, that was a long way to go away to answer a question, honestly. But that's one of the things I do. I just kind of ramble through answering things and then end up on 6 different tangents. It happens a lot, and other times I just stare at the camera because the question is ridiculous. What was your inspiration thoughts for having the skill system be multiples in 3 of Heavenly Chaos? There's a lot of convolution to that. And I can't answer that, one, because of spoilers, but also two, because I'm not sure how to phrase the bits that I feel I could talk about without spoiling things. So I am sorry, Kumar. I can't answer your question. I apologize. Compton, the series I'm going to replace Lux Voice with is nothing. At the moment, I am going to a 3-book rotation. This way, you guys can have 2 books of every series a year. Until such time as either I decide it doesn't work and I need to go back to a 4-book rotation, or it stays the way it is. So that is my answer. Heavenly Chaos 3 is coming out. How much of their story would you estimate has been told? It should be Aether-esque in length, guys. So yeah. But between my 3 current series, Antecedents is the one that is far closer to ending than Aethers or Heavenly Chaos at the moment. And that just comes down to what the story was intended to be at the start. So we will see how things progress, but yeah. The swag is awesome. I'm wearing a Positively Irregular t-shirt today. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Poison. Shirts is one of the thing I am looking at having for the Denver convention. I have shirts from a couple of series that have been sitting in the shed because I don't want to go through the process of trying to sell them myself anymore, and I started using Redbubble. So I have them. I'm going to end up giving them away. It's a matter of how and when, without it being a problem. So one of the things I do want to give away for the Denver convention is some of the T-shirts I've had stuck in a shed. In some cases for 5 years. So yeah, yeah. The answer to this may be considered spoilers, but in Heavenly Chaos, do you have any plans in the system for skills to merge to open up slots? Or are we looking at it being fixed? I'm just gonna go here. That should answer something. In the next, that's supposed to be AR. AR book, going to be the last in Kroger. We'll be getting more. At the moment, I would say that the next Aether's book, book 11, will probably end the Kroga arc. We'll see what my characters do. We'll see what Greg and company do and tell me. But at the moment, that should see the arc wrap, which means yes, there's going to be a nice little chunk of time skip because a routine sets in, and nothing else catastrophic or stupid happens in that time span. But we'll see. Excuse me. Hey, CB. Aethers does what Aethers does. Um, it's so I know where the bar normally sits for Aethers. Considering it's book 10 in the series, I would expect to see a small drop because that's what happens with series. As the series goes on, you normally see small declines as readership falls off. But I wouldn't expect it to be drastic in any way, shape, or form. And since it released on the first, guys, I will say what I've said numerous times now. I don't know exactly until the first 30 days are done, because that's the window I snapshot of, okay, how did the book do? So you should come to the UK and do MCM. I'm assuming that's a convention. I'm assuming that's a comic convention. I'm not sure what MCM is. Like I said, probably convention, probably based in London, considering it's the UK. And I do have a passport, but I have a lot of other things going on in my life currently that make spending the money to take an international flight to go to a convention unlikely to happen in the short run. It is something I want to do. I do want to go to some other countries and attend a convention and meet some fans and stuff, but in the short term it's probably going to be unlikely. Uh No, it's a remote control, Xerox. It controls the light and the fan. So I can take it off the wall if I want to. That's what it is. It stays there because I never bother. The fan stays on one setting, and I just use it to turn on the light. Is all I use it for now. It was part of the house when I moved in, and I have no reason to change it. So, regards to Aethers, the major pain method applies. Just keep chugging along. I mean, the story is what it is. Until Greg finishes the story, I have no reason to stop or change it. In antecedents, has it ever stated how long AI takes for integration? I mean, you'd have to go back and read. I would say Lover, because I'm pretty sure that's Lit RPG Lover and not Lit RP Glover. Just saying. Um, I am fairly certain I never stated 100%, which means I will give you the answer I give everyone who asks me a question that has not been definitively answered until I answer it. It's up for fan interpretation. Until it is written in the book, your interpretation is fine. And then once I put it in a book, then you have an answer. And if it is in a book, it's in a book. That's your answer. I don't want AR to end so happy you don't have a set number for the series. I mean, I enjoy the fact that people are loving it as much as they do. So I am just as happy that people love Aethers as much as I enjoy writing it. I'm just glad our fellow fans seem to be less critical than the fans of series like Defiance of the Fall or other similar series, with them saying they should have ended by now, wanting past books cut up and discarding a lot. I mean, McKnight, you obviously haven't read some of my low end reviews on Amazon. If you have, you would know. And for like my Discord server and whatnot, no, because honestly, I wouldn't understand why somebody would join a Discord server of an author just to say, dude, you should end this series. If you don't like it, stop reading it. It's fine. Walk away from it. But my a lot of my negative reviews on Amazon have a tendency to say things like, hang on, let me paraphrase. This book didn't advance the plot. It was unneeded. The last 15% of this book was the only thing that mattered, roughly. So, I mean, I get those critiques. Just normally people don't say it like on the Facebook group or the Discord server, or on Patreon. I mean, and if somebody comes in and does that kind of thing, I'm gonna be like, well, you're entitled to your opinion, but honestly, just stop reading the series if it bothers you. I have done that to a number of series where I've just like, you know what? I'm not feeling it. I'm not gonna read the next book right away. And 3, 4 books later, someone's gonna be like, "Hey, have you read?" And I'm gonna be like, "Oh no, I set that down 4 books ago." And somebody will gush over, "Oh, the series is amazing." Is my light bothering you, Sammy? Must have her headset on. Um, in which case I'll pick them back up and I'll read through 4 books again. I might skim through parts of it. There are some series, and I am not going to call them out because I'm not that kind of jackass. I'm a different type of jackass, um, that I feel have a bit too much introspection, too much navel gazing to get to the point where the character is going to do what they're going to do. By book, let's say 8 in a series, the main character should be pretty well established. So as long as it's the main character staying true to the character, I don't think I need a chapter of him waffling on something that is obvious to anybody who's read the series to take the course of action we all know they're going to take. When it goes to that point is normally when I'm like, okay, maybe I'll skim through this chapter instead of actually reading through it because I understand what that chapter is going to be. I get that way for fight scenes that last 6 chapters long in some series. It's like I understand how combat normally goes, but 6 chapters I feel is excessive for one fight. If that is a massive battle and you're showing it from different viewpoints, from the main character, his best friend, the love interest, and whatnot, because they're all handling different aspects for the battle to reach conclusion, that makes sense. But a battle scene that lasts 6 chapters from the main character's viewpoint, he better be fighting God, in my opinion. Otherwise, I'm going to skim through those chapters because at that point, once again, when you're on book 9, you kind of have an idea of how the main character is going to fight. So unless something has drastically altered his fighting style, I'm fairly sure I know how he's going to get through things. That's the way my stories go, Dragon. The reason that you have those moments though is because those are character moments. I show you the characters. I show you how they interact. There's a big I mean most of 10 you guys know what was going to happen. Let's kick it back cuz I don't want to do spoilers. In 9 you kind of had an idea of what was happening in Kroga. And Gregory was meeting people and being introduced and there was some drama and then there was a war and there was this whole thing. And the negative reviews I get say that, well, only the war mattered. We could have cut down all the character stuff. And that's people who just want action. And that's fine. There are plenty of series guys that have just action. I mean, you can't throw a stone without hitting 16 different books that are action oriented out there, especially in lit RPG. So go read those. But I find that if there's not a major point to make, that it's okay to time skip. AR hasn't had that point yet because there's been a lot of they were going through their training, and then Kroga just has so much going on in it that unless I want to neuter out characters and just give you snippets of, oh, here's an important moment, there's a war, hey, here's an important moment because it's the fight with Ragnar in the arena, unless I'm just giving much shorter abbreviated snippets, I was never going to be able to fit Kroga into a book or two because there's so much to do there. So I will continue to write the way I write, and I'm not going to apologize for it. I just find it funny that people 10 books in are complaining that the writing style is the writing style. But that's people. You find them everywhere. You don't get to become one, Dragon. My alpha readers are friends that I have known for years. They are people that I trust to give me the feedback in a way that I can take and also give me an honest account of something. My beta reader list is full currently, but when I do need more beta readers, I approach my Patreon fans first, because if they're dedicated enough to be a fan on Patreon, they're willing to throw extra money at me. That's who I'm going to go to first. So I haven't had to do that for a couple of years. My list has been fairly stable, but every once in a while, I do have to let a couple of people go out of beta because of life being life and them just not having the time to dedicate to getting to my books. And I understand that, and they understand that. And then I will have to replenish the beta readers. So, but no, alpha readers is not something that is ever on the table for anyone. I can't answer that question, so we're going to skip it. I mean, magic being tied to the number 3 is something that you can find in myth and legend through numerous cultures. So boop doop boop boop boop. Well, I mean, it's not my fault that the cost of a human soul goes for one Fey cookie. I mean, that says more about the average value of a human soul than anything else nowadays. Well, it's a 3-book rotation coming out every even month. And if Heavenly Chaos is in June and Anticine's Legacy is in August, that would put Aethers in October. So, yes. So what are our chances of the Traveler's current incarnation being named after someone from Outworld or Dungeon Walker, since they're also travelers? Absolutely zero. Absolutely zero. The only books I've had that have touched in that way have been Alpha World and Delta World, or sorry, Dungeon Walkers, for a reason. I don't do crossovers with my other series, guys. You will see hints or mentions of if I have a isekai main character. If I have someone from Earth or an Earth-like an Earth adjacent world pulled into something else, then I can make those references. Otherwise, the references are going to be a little more oblique, and you'll have to. It'll take you looking at them sideways and squinting to see them. But I don't cross over series outside of those. I was hoping to get some more Elsa and Kroga. I could just hear Andrea having met Verka in my head, and boy, that'd be interesting if it happens. I mean, you never know. I haven't written the last book yet, so DJ books forever. Now you just need to stay healthy. My blood pressure is still not amazing. It's not as terrible as it was. I am slowly losing weight. I am still getting my exercise in. I have cut back on my coffee intake to help with my blood pressure. Overall, I'm okay-ish. I mean, as much as an overweight mid 40s guy can be, I guess my cholesterol's decent. It's not, too terribly out of range yet because my doctor hasn't put me on meds for that yet, which I should probably worry about because of my parents, but not yet, at least, is all I can say there. By the time we meet Elsa again, her voice. I mean, considering the last time we had seen Elsa in person was what 3-4 years ago. I'm gonna say yes, it's entirely possible. She would have gone from a child to at least a young woman, a teen of some kind. Fucking troll. I have a theory that balloon nobles are having a financial coup against the royalty. I mean, that seems like I should. Boop. MCM Comic Con London. So I was right. It is a comic convention in London. So I was right in that regard. I am not sure that my books equate to comic. So I don't know if I could attend in a professional capacity. Um, there are places I would like to see over in the greater Europe area, um, including the UK islands. So like I said, I have a passport because I do want to make some international trips eventually. Just life is life. Are the AR covers ever going to show Greg's wives? No. AR has a very set theme for the covers, and they're going to stay that way. I try not to put women on covers as I mean I've done it very infrequently. And it's never been when was the last time it was just a woman on a cover? Binding Words 1, I think. Maybe the recover of Apocalypse Gates 2. I think it was one of those. So I mean, my moderators are easy to make laugh. I mean, after all, they work with me. So well, it's probably because somebody already had the name, had already locked in the name before they changed how namings and stuff work. So you couldn't be book lover 1463 anymore. Be glad you were able to pick up the one you did. AR is awesome. I need another series like it, so I have something to read while waiting. Reread it several times already. It depends on which aspects of AR you like, True. Because it's basically cultivation. It's just less psychotic cultivation than Eastern cultivation. Let's be honest. Most of the Eastern cultivation books are manhwa or similar. Have the same tropes you would expect. The young master who gets his comeuppance by the main character, the dark-haired, jade-eyed beauty who falls for the main character, and so on and so forth. But they're always very much a I am more powerful than you, I can crush you, and nothing will be done about it. That kind of psychotic just mindset, where if you have the power, it doesn't matter what you do because no one can tell you otherwise. And I wanted to pull that back for Aethers, and I have. So, and I made sure to put limits on it in Heavenly Chaos as well. Some people don't enjoy slice of life; they want action, and that's fine. I have no problem with people who want action. But honestly, my books are not the books you should be looking at if you want action books. While I might have some action in them, they are very much slow slice of life otherwise. There's nothing wrong with enjoying a different style of books, but why would you complain at book 10 that the style is what it is? Just people. People confuse me every fucking day. What would your reaction to one of the English professors like to say things like this chair being blue means the author wanted to convey so and so? I would think that they're teachers for a reason. There's an old saying, and I think it goes, those who can do, those who can't do teach, and those who can't teach criticize. Something along those lines. There's nothing wrong, like the fact that you want to that people want to dig into what the author might have meant by because the chair was blue are more than likely people who are looking for something themselves. Honestly, if the author wanted a greater understanding of why the chair was blue, there would be other hints to it than the chair just being blue. I would think, but I'm not a big hey, because this chair was blue, it meant that everything connected to, no, just no. Um, you will find out in book 10. If you've read it, you understand, and if you're waiting for the audio, you will eventually. So there you go. At least your filler is meaningful. I mean, that's the difference of genre and how things work, though. In anime, you expect a filler episode, and it's normally one of a couple type of things. If it's a filler episode, it's a beach episode, it's a hot springs episode, it's something along those lines. So, how many physical books do you have in your house that aren't yours? I would say most of the books in this house actually aren't mine. That one bookcase back there and the books piled on the floor next to it are mine, but those are in fact two sets of the same thing. Um, which is another thing that I'll probably be looking to bring to the Lit RPG convention with me. The pile of books on the floor back there are all signed copies of my books up to a certain point. So once I understand what the shipping and stuff is for the convention in Denver, I'm probably going to pack all those up and ship them out there. And then I will have a very limited supply of pre-signed books that I'm not going to sell anything because I really don't want to deal with the fucking goddamn sales tax and I collected money and blah blah blah. Especially if Colorado has a state sales tax, I don't want to have to jump through all those hoops. Um, so if they have a auction and stuff, I'll probably just batch off the series for their auction. And if not, then I'll see about doing something for them. I don't know. 6 chapters of the MC fighting Greg the store clerk. Just I don't. It's fine. I don't. Well, Kenobi, thank you for stopping in. Enjoy the wedding. Is your cat okay? I heard they're at the vet waiting for a phone call. She went in for dental work. So it's a cat with dental work, which means they have to be sedated because it's a cat trying to get dental work. It's like if your dog or cat goes in for dental work, they have to be sedated, because honestly, it's not like a person. So it's just a matter of waiting for them to call back and say sedation's fine, and then this is the time you can come pick them up. It should be a little bit of nothing. We're just waiting. She's just like a 6-pound cat and 11 years old. So, but Skippy's not a crossover. He's just omnipresent. And I blame the fans for that. They wanted Skippy to die 1,000 different ways. It's going to take me a long time to get Skippy to die 1,000 different ways, but I'm slowly working on it. Um, since I've been in this house, um, Shadow, we have not had a cat tree, so it's a matter of different house, different layout. Tress was a fan of mine before he began his writing his writing path. So the reason he references my stuff in his books is because he was a fan first. And me and him have talked. Great guy. I see him at DragonCon every year, or I have so far for the last few. Um, Great guy. I love his Monster Girls in Space. I am glad that it is less fat fodder and more story, and I have told him that. Out of all of his series, I love his Monster Girls in Space series the most. His other series are good. I just have a preference. And I've just talked about that kind of. So there we go. Maybe I should explain the comment. I would rather the series run its course. I never want you to rush a series. Oh, I'm not. The only time I have rushed a series was Dungeon Walkers, and that was because it was doing badly. So I gave myself the soft out. Um, I should have ended Lux Voice with book 8 with how sales were going, but I was one book away from finishing the series, so I did it anyway. I try not to rush things if I can, but I do want completed series. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be someday. We're going to get a book for Skippy and the main character. I find out that he's been getting reincarnated every time, but since God hates him, he gets his memory wiped. I mean, Skippy happened because my fans wanted him to die 1,000 times because of Alpha World. So I just there are very few things I can give my fans that make sense. That's one of them. If you ever go to a convention in a foreign country, I will likely fly over for it. I will hold you to that, Kuma. Yeah, the recover of two specifically had has just Becky on the cover. Gothy. Hey, I'm catching up to all of you guys. Woot 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 woot. Gonna gonna get everything. Gonna get everything answered. Queen Potato. That is our Holly. She is one of my mods. The people who complain about book tenor are the same people who complain when the Kingdom Builder goes for the initial build up to international treaty talks. I mean, it's true. You should be able to tell what a series is, and if it's not what you're going to enjoy, set the series down. Are you part of the community? I'm sorry, Shrub. I'm confused. How's the cookbook coming? It has paused. Eventually, it'll see more movement again, but life has been crazy, so there has not been much movement forward on it currently. I caught you finally. Love the Heavenly Chaos series so far. Well, Rhinestone, you're welcome. Thank you for enjoying the series. And yes, you have indeed made it to a live chat. Congratulations. I think my girlfriend is taking a nap at her desk, or she's got a migraine because of the extra lights on because of the live chat. Possibly both. Both would not be good. Yeah. Some cats really don't like being put in the crate to go to the vet's office. Sometimes you need the armor just for that. Do you ever think you'll get tired of killing Skippy? No. It's easy enough to kill a Skippy. Somebody always dies somewhere. Letting it be known that they're a Skippy is easy. I really enjoyed Skippy and Binding Words. I don't think people saw that one coming. That was fun. One of these books, you're going to have Skippy killed by a falling anvil. I mean, it's possible, but it's unlikely. That seems anticlimactic to me. It would have to make sense in the context of the story. What has been the favorite pairings in your book so far? You mean main character, main, and then female love interest pairing? I'm assuming that's what you mean. Um, so honestly, I've enjoyed all of them because they make sense. Um, the one that holds a little bit of a bump for me is always going to be Gothy and Alvin, but that's because Gothy was based on two women I know that I basically took their personalities, mixed them, shook them up, and then poured them out into her. So, well, it was coffee in my coffee cup originally, and then my normal water mug is my water mug. So I only drink socially, and then it's very little of drinking socially. It's like a drink with dinner when I'm at a convention, when I'm having dinner with people. That's really it. Outside of that, I think I have, if we discount conventions, I would say I have 6 or less drinks a year. I'm just not a drinker. I come from a long line of alcoholics, and I don't want to become one. Talking about the cookbook, I heard an audiobook where a cookbook author was a certain Mr. Shinhofen. I mean, yeah, it's like I said, it's one of those things that might happen eventually. You okay, hon? Migraine? Migraine? Just don't feel good? You want to go lay down? Okay. But the cookbook is something that might eventually happen, but with life being life, things have been shifted around for priorities at the moment. I think LARPing started because of protection for cats going to the vet. I mean, they did give you a reason to have the armor and not get looked at like a weirdo. But anybody with cats can understand needing armor for having to put them in crates, unless they're one of the few who understand and are fine with it. Because there are some who are like, okay, I get in the crate, and they're good, and then there's the ones that will claw and fight and bite and make you bleed 16 ways because they are not going in the crate. Which is funny because they love getting into boxes. What's been your favorite train wreck that you have written? I'm gonna need more of a clarification on that, Tech. You're gonna have to clear that question up for me. And of all of your characters, which has the ability power set that you've had the most fun writing? All my characters, which power set has been the most fun writing? Hmm. I've enjoyed everything I've written, though. I mean, they're all different in their own ways. I can't say that one has been more fun than the other. I've liked everything I've written. Um, I can't answer that. That once again, that's another basically which is your favorite type question, and I just I'm not good with those. Gothy has been taken as a nickname forever. Anyone else with it in the harem or lit RPG book will be roundly mocked. I mean, there's no reason to do that. Pe- people who use the same kind of things and whatnot is it's fine. It happens. And yes, I did in fact catch up already, Paul. That's hurtful. Shut up. That's hurtful. I try not to think about it. The best thing RQ bombing did was give us AR, but it still hurts. Who's your favorite Discord officer? Hint: there's only one right answer. That would be Sammy. Probably not the answer you wanted, Holly. Probably not the answer you wanted, but it's the answer you got. What is the current audiobook series you're looking forward to the most? You mean other people's? I'm assuming you mean other people's. Um, I don't really have a favorite, guys. I don't listen to them hardly at all now. Um, there are a lot of series that I am still continuing to read, so I look forward to all of those. Um, Out of like new series that I haven't started yet that are on my TBR waiting for me, um, Dakota just started a new series. Um, I think the first one was what was it? Red X Wolf, I think, and he's got another one, I think, already up on pre-order after that. Um, but it's like a fairy tale spin-off spin type series he's doing. I am really looking forward to that because I love Dakota and I love what he's written. But I haven't started them yet because I have other books that have been in my TBR longer, and I try not to leave books languishing too long. I do try to get to them in some semblance of order. Now there are books that will jump the line. Monster Girls 5 came out and I immediately bumped it up to the next book I read because I really like that series by Tress. But normally if I put something on my TBR, it waits its turn in line. So, what is the next setting world you're looking to write a story in? We will find out when I get there. There have been a number of times where I have already written a book in any given thing and it's just waiting for its turn. But I am not going to hint at anything that I might or might not have finished beyond what you guys already know until such time as I unveil them for people to know more about. So, yeah. The I don't watch a lot of TV, CB. I watch anime with my friend Sean um, on one day a week, and then I watch a TV series with my girlfriend when we have dinner. And those are the only things I watch. I don't watch TV at all. Um, Me and my friend are currently getting through the last season of God damn it, Solo Leveling, and me and my girlfriend are currently watching the Great British Bake Off season something or other, which is different than what it's what its Netflix series is listed as according to how many they've actually done. So yeah, it's a thing. Have you had an inspiration to write an underwater series? No, because nobody likes an underwater level. How many people have played a game with an underwater level where they're like, yes, this is what we need more of? And if that is what you feel like, you think that is the truth, I want you to go find the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. Get to the underwater levels and play them. Any favorites you can tell us? Color, drinks, snacks. I mean, yes, I can. There are some I could indeed tell you. Because the author understands that nobody likes an underwater level. Right? Right. Um, let's see. Is there anything else? I've caught up to you guys for the second time. So I'm debating ending the stream here since I've caught up to everything. It'd be a short stream for once. I guess I could. Recap is for the fact that Aether's 10 has came out at the beginning of the month. The audio book is currently being recorded by Andy over on her Discord server if you'd like to go over there and listen to her record the book. My next book published, as you can see streaming along the bottom there and or post or pasted on the screen, is going to be Heavenly Chaos 3, Heavens Reflected, out June 1st. And then after that will be Antecine's Legacy 5, Assembly's Folly, August 1st. And then if you are smart, you could extrapolate that AR11 would be October 1st and Heavenly Chaos 4 would be December 1st, if you can do those things. Lux Voice 8 audios with the audio editor. So hopefully we will be seeing that end of the month, beginning of next, for coming out live for you guys to be able to get your hands on. Lux Voice 9 hopefully will be getting recorded the end of this month. And Antecine's Legacy 4 audio is with Podium. I have no idea where it is on the scheduling stuff for all of that. That is a good point, Artgron. Thank you very much. Do check your whispers like tomorrow morning. Here on Twitch, upper right hand corner is a little like chat bubble, little chat icon. Click it. It says whispers. See if I've messaged you, please. If I have asked you for two things. I've asked you for your address, your shipping address, and if you're international, not inside the UK, not inside the US, not Jesus Christ. If you're not inside the US, I'm going to need your name as well as your address because of customs forms. Because I need customs forms to send internationally. Whether or not your country decides you then need to pay duties on that is a whole nother issue. But I will ask you for your shipping address and all that information, plus which of the coins you'd like. Actually, there is one other thing. Oh, and get up over here for a second. Grab this little thing. There is another coin. So you can see that. You can see the SB on that book. And then you can easily see the other side of that. I'll put it in front of my face. There you go. That is the new coin. That is the Shinhofen Books coin. It just got done. It's in my hands finally. Yeah, that came out a while ago. Yeah. So there is now a coin for every series, and then just a Shinhofen Books coin. I've added another one. So that is another another coin to get added to the collection. My officer corps will be getting them along with their signed books because they're my officers. That is how I pay them for their time and efforts. On top of other things I do for them. The main giveaway though is signed books and coins and stuff that I give them. And no, don't ask if you can be an officer, guys. That's not how this works. That requires actual trust. I need to have met you in person. We need to have had conversations about things. I don't trust easily. But there is a new coin. But make sure to check your whispers on Twitch, so we can see if you've won, because I will need your information. And I would like to not get a whisper 6 months from when I whispered you about winning. Just saying. I have somebody who whispered me back from the January one, and I'm like, it happens. I would like it if people check their whispers a little more frequently, but I understand if they don't. But yes, I do like to. Is the coin larger? No, it's the size of my smaller coins. I didn't want to incur the cost increase, because the bigger the coin, the more cost it is. So it is the size of my smaller coins. But that is something to look forward to. I think that then covers everything. The next live chat, I know I have a banner for this. There we go. The next live chat, guys. May 15th is going to be at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So extrapolate that to your own time zone. If you want to look at Discord, it will automatically adjust to your time zone. If you look at the next event, it tells you your time zone when those are set up. And it's already set up, so you can go find out. So that will be May 15th. I don't think there's anything else right around then. Okay, good. Oh, actually, I should mention where's it at? My full-time author anniversary is next year in May as well. It is the 21st, so I will be running that yearly giveaway for that as well, guys. So something else to look forward to next month, okay? I will, of course, readdress it next month's live chat. But until then, I am going to go faceplant, because these drain the hell out of my battery. I have 0 spoons left. I only have a spork, and you can have it if you can pry it out of my cold, dead hand. Until then, have a good one. Bye.